Hi there. So in this video I'm going to show you an app and walk you through an app which I've created for helping you simulate an incrementality test, the absolute gold standard if you have to understand the true impact of any kind of marketing activity, say it, if it's a campaign or any kind of effort that you're putting in to try and increase sales and orders. So how do you measure the true impact of that campaign on sales or revenue? So that can truly be understood through incrementality tests, and the crux of incrementality tests is ultimately holdouts. So it simply means that you have to stop running the ads of consideration in specific regions. So suppose you are running in say around 10 cities, so out of that maybe you choose 3 or 4 regions where you stop running those ads. So this entire process and then how you actually measure it, the statistical metrics that you have to look at in order to judge the validity or the whether or not you have got any kind of relevant output from the test, that is something that will be done by this app. So in front of you see here a couple of data sets. This is for new customer orders and this is new customer revenue. So this is ultimately our target metrics. So we are going to try and see if there is a lift by taking a particular action, and the action that we are trying to look at, the kind of campaign, is specifically branded search campaign. So we are trying to see if by increasing the budget by 20% in branded search campaign there is an effect, there is an impact on revenue, in particular on new customer revenue. So if I just jump into the app now, this is how it looks like. So this app, as you see, is called Incrementality Test Power Analysis, because we are looking at primarily the metrics related to statistical power, the explainability. So if there is an effect, how well this test is able to explain or identify that effect, that is basically what statistical power is. And that is given by 80%, which is a universal standard. Again, you can change it from here on the left hand side panel. And the other basic thing is significance level. So statistical significance is alpha, which corresponds to 90% confidence interval. So that's 0.1 here, and or 10%. So those are the two primary things. You can also, so first of all you have to upload the metrics here. By the way, on the right hand side the analysis has been shown only for revenue, but you can also do it for new customer orders. This, so far I've done it only for the revenue. If you require for new customer orders as well, for instance, you can let me know. I will give you an updated version of it. On the left hand side you also have the test configuration. So this is where you can decide or you can tell the app basically how much weekly budget you're going to spend. So this is basically simulation. Okay, so suppose you were to run an incrementality test, but beforehand you want to understand how much the test budget will be, and for a given significance level and statistical power, which you can see on, just like we have mentioned here, it's 10% and 80% respectively. For that, how much sample size will be required, what will be the duration of the test, and you can input that value, and then what would be the observed lift given your data. And the data, by the way, is historical data. So this is data that you have collected, suppose, and this data set, by the way, I think is for 90 days if I'm not wrong. Let me just quickly check that. Yeah, based on, so it's actually repeated for many of these states. So based on how much the data set, based on your historical data essentially, and on these input parameters, what is going to be the total test budget. So you want to have an idea beforehand as to what will be the expected spend, so that you can also plan ahead, through other marketing strategies, how you can recover the cost of that test. So that is the whole purpose of it. It's simulation. This is not the actual results that you are analyzing here. In a very similar way, you can also analyze your actual test results, but the whole purpose of doing this is because you are uploading this data set here. This is basically simulated data, and this is going to give you the sample sizes and all of that. So obviously during evaluation you don't really need the sample sizes again, but you will definitely look to check for certain things, whether or not there was a sample size mismatch and all of that. Here on the right hand side you can see, after you've given the metrics for test duration, holdout share, by the way. So like I said at the start, that there's going to be a number of regions where you're going to which you're going to withhold from showing the ads. So these are going to be the holdout regions, and you have to choose what percentage of the regions are going to belong to holdout. So here it is 20%, and you will also actually get from this app the number of or the specific names of the control cities. So these are basically the holdout geos. In this case there's only one name, and that's because in the data set, this is a synthetic data set, like I keep saying. So this has been generated by AI, and in this data set there are only 5 unique geographies. Okay, so 20% of that is just one, so that's why I've got only one. But in your real case, obviously you will have more geos here, and you will actually see the control cities which have been decided by this data set. So those can be shown here. Those will get listed here. Basically on the right hand side you will get all your power analysis data. So there you will get the sample size per group for test and control. So there's a requirement, as you can see. The actual test size is much greater for control, because the holdout regions, it's a small percentage of holdout regions here. And this was done keeping in mind the fact that many businesses can't really afford to stop showing ads, because it might affect their revenue or their sales negatively. So again, so you might have a lesser holdout share here as well. And you can have it will be also giving you the baseline revenue. It will give you the expected lift, the effect size. Effect size is nothing but the lift divided by the standard deviation. You will get observed lift percentage, p-value, and total test budget. Okay, so these are the things that you will get here. Value is not statistically significant, right? It's 0.22, whereas it the statistical significance value should be under 0.05, equal to or under 0.05 for the statistical significance level that we have chosen. So these are the the simple stats that you get here. Very simple app, but it can help you get started with incrementality, and you can take better decisions as to what kind of things that you need to do in order to get better results. So hope this was useful. I will leave the link of the app. So this is actually running from my system right now, so I will give the final completed link again after making some iterations. And yeah, enjoy. Hope it will be useful to you. And if you have any questions, if you want any changes or updates to the app, do let me know. Looking forward to your comments, and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.